wanted to take you through my new plugin called Magic Torches. What Magic Torches are basically wireless redstone torches. You have a transmitter torch and one or more receiver torches in each Magic Torch array. The idea is that you can transmit whatever signal your torch is getting to whatever receivers you've designated, and they can do that in three different ways. One is a direct torch. When you have a direct receiver, it mimics the transmitter torch. When you have an inverse torch, which is the second type, it will be just the opposite of whatever the transmitter torch is sending. The final torch, called delayed torch, I'll explain in a second. It's a little bit different. It's more like a toggle torch. So why don't we go ahead and set up our first Magic Torch array. To do that, we type in mt create, and we left click our transmitter torch. Now, if we, during this creation process, anytime we left click a redstone torch, it becomes the transmitter. So I'm going to go ahead and reset that transmitter to this torch, and anytime we right click a torch, it becomes a receiver. Now, the type of receiver it is depends on what we've specified. If we type mt create direct, it'll be a direct torch. If we leave that off, it'll also be a direct torch. I went ahead and made direct the default torch. We can type in mt create space inverse, and it'll be an inverse torch. Or we can do what I'm doing now, which is type in mt inverse while we're in the middle of designating our receiver torches. And now every torch from here on in I right click will be a receiver torch of the inverse type. If we want to create a delayed torch, we say mt delay, and then every torch from here on in we right click will be a receiver that is a delay receiver. Let's go ahead and finish this up. We're going to say mt finish, and I'm going to name it demo. So we've created our first Magic Torch array called demo. Here's the idea. If you look at the direct torch, you can see that as I press the button, the transmitter changes and the direct torch changes at the same time. Now you notice that these are regular torches now, and I've used that to take the place of an unpowered torch. There is a bug in Bucket and or Minecraft, I'm not sure which one, that even when I set and intercept a torch to unpowered, it randomly powers back up after some period of time. So what I've done to be safe is swap the torches out for a regular torch for a redstone torch. It achieves much the same effect, and regular torches can be anywhere a redstone torch can be. Having said that, I'll show you quickly how the delayed torch works. Notice that it's off, and I press the button, it's on, and it stays on. While the inverse and direct change and then change back as the torch receives power and then not receives power from the button, the delayed torch sticks. So it's a way of making a button be a latch, more like a lever. Now, there's a couple different ways we can implement. I want to show you a couple examples of what I've already set up, just to show you the kinds of things you can do with Magic Torches. Right here is a button panel, and I love button panels. I love having all my interface in one spot. But button panels are a pain to create, because in order to do so in the old way, you would have to go back here and dig out and put floating blocks and things to keep the redstone wires from crossing each other. Otherwise, clicking one button would affect the circuitry on another button. Well, it's pretty easy to do with Magic Torches. All we do is designate each of these as a Magic Torch transmitter, and when you click a button, the receiver changes state. And this receiver can be part of circuitry, or as I have it here, it's just the actual torch. But this torch can be somewhere in the depths of your circuitry powering certain things, however you want to do it. The idea is that the button panel no longer needs to be directly connected to your circuitry. The other thing that I wanted to show you was the reason I'm using Magic Torches instead of torch signs that I've seen some other plugin developers use is that I like the idea that transmitters are not only transmitters, they're actually part of other circuitry. So right here I've created just a clock circuit. Basically it's just toggling on and off at a regular interval. And this torch right here I've already set up to be a Magic Torch transmitter. So while this torch is transmitting its state, it's also participating in the circuit. And this torch is now transmitting its state to this wall full of torches. And I've done one row of direct torches and one row of inverse torches. And the middle row are delayed torches. And you can see how they are delayed. They don't switch as rapidly as the other two. and they toggle on and off in different pairs and that kind of thing. It's just to show you that a transmitter torch can be part of circuitry as well as being something on the backside of a button.